if you don't put good opportunities and good options in front of them, then that's when people start to choose bad options and bad opportunities. So I think it's vital to have a good variety of options so that there's going to be something that will act as a platform, as a trigger, as an environment for that young person to get involved in, find something that they're good at, to do something that they can enjoy, and that they can start to get a relationship with the person who's mentoring them and working with them that can start to build that confidence.
Other outside agencies that come in to offer advice, help and support, legal teams, the job centre come in to help job search, benefits advice as well. And it just makes a difference because you can get everything under one roof. The activities are important to me from my point of view because it gives you something to look forward to.
Well, it's given me motivation to actually get out and do something again, because before I moved to Hostels, things were kind of falling apart and that. And it's just given me the confidence to let me know that I can do things that I want to do. And there are people, there are organisations that will help you.
And that's what's brilliant about activities, is that during the activities people get that little bit of space where they're actually taken away from all their problems. And they just feel that little bit better about themselves, they're doing something positive, something creative. And it's in that space that people can actually start addressing some of the issues they've got. It's much, much harder when people just charge in and everything's a crisis, everything's a problem. Because that's all people can see. And as soon as that's all you can see, they can't see past it. Whereas you give them a little bit of space and they can see past it, and then they'll get some hope and they'll say, well, actually, yeah, I can move on, things can change.
If you get a young person engaged in a healthy living programme through engaging with the gym, then what you've got is someone who's filling their time with positive things. And as an example, the other day I overheard a conversation where a young person was invited to go to the pub one night and said no, he didn't want to go that evening because he was going to the gym and doing a workout.
It builds confidence, I mean, because they can produce a record in a day or half a day, for example, and it gets them working together on a project, and the confidence of actually having something solid at the end of the day that you can say, I've done this. It's really beneficial for people.
All of our residents are placed at the centre of our ways of working. So everyone's assigned a key worker, and together we look at the way forward, the way that clients want to work, about their goals, their dreams, their aspirations, and key workers really try and enable that by really capturing what people want.
And they also point you in the right direction that you want to go to, which I feel is the most important thing. Without those type of people, I mean, you wouldn't really know where to go in life in general. For someone to give you a chance to get back up again and rekindle those talents that you have, to me is a bonus, and not only that, it's a blessing.
A backbone of Places of Change is activity, just doing something in a hostel. Okay, so not walking in and it's a dead hostel or a dead centre with a TV room and a pool room, right? There's something going on.
We'd worked in partnership with CYC, which is Connecting Youth Culture, also North Yorkshire County Council, and worked with various artists and professionals to deliver a really diverse range of positive activities for our customers to experience and sample. And hopefully that would assist in them getting into college or finding work.
We've got 2 barges and a boat in Liverpool in the Albert Dock which they can go to, a diving course where they can get qualifications in diving. It's all about putting things in place for them to actually do. It's up to them if they actually take it, but at least they're there.
We've got a cafe which is next door. It's a training cafe. It was set up at the same time as we opened, and the idea is that members who express an interest in actually working in the catering business will be interviewed within the cafe and be given an opportunity to work actually on the till or in the kitchen, learning basic skills. Once they've been within the organisation for a while, then we can get them an interview with a number of other organisations to see if they can get full-time employment.
All our activities are accredited through the Open College Network. so people are working towards nationally recognised qualifications.
We've got women volunteering at the centre. They're on NVQs, they're doing art, yoga, wallpapering, drilling, learning lots of skills that they need in the home, and also learning things to move their lives forward.
Once they're here, they simply decide what they really want to do in terms of activity. And we have a whole range of things that they can do. And it really is very, very broad-based. So there are vocational things, there are creative arts programmes, and there are performing arts programmes. And they're able to access absolutely everything, and it's all free.
For the last year, we've been running a social enterprise project. Basically, we have a worker who's a gardener, and we have a van and a load of equipment, and he comes down every morning and picks up a load of people who use the centre, who have got to that stage where now they're thinking, actually, yeah, going out and doing a bit more, maybe thinking about work, maybe just not being down here all the time. And he takes them off and works on jobs. They're all jobs that we've tendered for, they're paid jobs, it's professional work to a high standard. People get qualifications for doing it to show that they're getting work experience.
Well, I wouldn't have thought to be doing this like anywhere else. I'd never thought to be on a boat like sort of cleaning, bro. But it's given me like that's the idea is what I want to do. I want to go into like diving and jobs in the marine industry, and if I weren't betting at Barnshire, I wouldn't have thought of doing it.
About 2.5 years ago, we had a young lad here who had spent all his life in foster care, who had been kicked out of school at a young age, who had no educational background at all, no achievements, could barely read and write, and came to us with a binge drinking problem. But Mark wanted to be a diver. That's all he wanted to do. He loved the idea of diving. Now, we can't just put people who are on drugs or alcohol dependent onto those schemes. So what we do, we're able to deliver the courses, the theoretical side of the courses, whilst they're recovering. And he stuck at it, and he eventually became an advanced diver. Then he actually went on to become a dive instructor. As we speak, Mark is in Dunoon, and he's studying for his commercial diving certificate. He did get his job. He started as a trainee at £20,000. By the end of this year, he will have passed his commercial diving accreditations, and his salary will double to £40,000 a year. 2.5 years ago, he was homeless, he was dependent on drugs, and he couldn't read and write.
This has brought me confidence to say to myself that, look, I can build a wall, I can go and find a job somewhere and be able to put my skills to use one day.
So the positive activities really affect because they actually move people on, so that we actually say goodbye to them and just see them move successfully into a different role within their lives, as opposed to just keeping that same identity of needing support continually. And a lot of the customers that I've worked with, I don't see again, which is nice.
A year and a half ago, I wouldn't be sat here doing this. I wouldn't even dream of it. I've come so far.
We need to go out and have confidence that what's going on in a place of change is a place that's changing its community as well for the better.
If you want to just build an organisation, you can possibly do that in splendid isolation. But if you really want to deliver a mission to help people, you do that through partnership working.
So if we work together, it's much less likely that the clients will fall through the gaps in the middle.
You go to Newcastle and you give money to a guy called Stephen Bell, and he comes up with an idea to build a hostel entirely using homeless people. They build the hostel, they get qualifications in building, they all get money, they all resettle themselves into housing, and at the end, all of them get a job in the building trade. Show me the downside of that. Everybody sees a hostel, they see homeless people back into work, resettled. They don't see homeless people anymore.